Okay, next one is going to be a personal one. And this one is going to be a personal one because I've been playing this game. When I was 16, I was going to Flowing Wells High School. This is the game that I would come home and play. I'd be like, I didn't have any friends, so I just played this motherfucker all the time. And this was before I got into RPGs. Skyrim got me into RPGs. Then I got into Mass Effect and other sci-fi like RPGs. Then Dragon Age, and then all the Baldur. Just think of any RPG. I'll probably get to it or have played it by now. So, to the review of this game, one of my favorite games of all time. Before, yeah. Okay. Okay. So, Saints Row 2. I hope you, this game doesn't have a soundtrack, so I'm just going to use, music from the game for this one. Saints Row 2 was a very, very fun game with a very balanced, very balanced tone to the entire product. It was silly and serious at different moments, and that is what it's known for. And I really, really enjoyed this game. I really liked how the different storylines separate. So you can focus on different characters and different antagonists at different times, or however you wish to play. And you can kind of tell that the overarching theme in all of them was Ultor. And I think in Saints Row Gat Out of Hell, the leader of Ultor says that he's not a king, he's a kingmaker. And that kind of makes sense, because he's kind of like giving all these people in Saints Row 2 all of these advantages. So, and this game was really fun. I mean, I'm just playing off the soundtrack for the background, because there's not really music or original score to this one. So this one's going to be different. Hopefully, I won't get banned off YouTube. And there was nothing more badass than seeing the brutality. You could just kind of tell by how the whole thing was animated, like that. Like, it's very, like, they kind of sped it up from 1.0 to 1.5 during the brutal attack scenes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the protagonist is a complete psychopath, and whenever you beat someone up, you can just kind of tell they sped it up. And I like how the attacks in the cutscenes when he's attacking someone like a psychopath, I kind of like how the sound effects kind of break the sound barrier. That's kind of what made this whole game a badass, because, you know, I had my character dressed up as a mime in a professional suit, and a top hat. So it was really cool seeing a really fancy mime just kill someone, hardcore. You know, like, that's what I really liked about this game, is that it showed its brutality in ways that most games were kind of scared of. When this game came out, a whole bunch of games were kind of scared to show this hardcore thing. And, you know, Mafia 2 didn't come out, like, for a while, and Grand Theft Auto 4 was kind of boring. Yeah, like, Saints Row 2 was, in a way, better than GTA 4, because GTA 4 was, like, way too serious, and this game, like, lets you, like, vehicle surf on top of cars, and then you get a chainsaw, cut people in half, and then go play the storyline where you brutally watch you kill a whole bunch of people, like a psychopath. But this game kind of does produce the idea of sociopathic tendencies to its viewers in a very, very fascinating way. Yeah, but this game also had really chill moments, like going around the open world. And actually, I've seen a lot of YouTubers say, oh, the open world in Saints Row 2 was like one of the best of its time. It's like, well, yeah, back then, you know, like, especially with comparing to GTA 4, Saints Row 3, the third, stole from. had a really small map, just a basic city, but this one had like every district was different. I really liked it, and I also liked a lot of the side activities. Like Fight Club was really brutal, down to earth, but they all had like really wacky ones, like Escort, where you could like escort a whole bunch of prostitutes. And I remember this one time when I was playing with a friend, and we were kind of playing Escort, the side quest, side activity. And you know, the client was talking about, and there was just like an image being pointed in your head of like of pagan sex. It's like, yeah, praise the goddess and all that. I kind of laughed my ass off because I didn't think this game would be deep enough to make such a joke. But there was a really, really, really well done, animations, animatics. Really, really badass. You kind of feel like a sociopath, really just close to snapping. And you do many times in the game. You kind of smash someone in those brutal ways. You kind of blow up someone's hand. You shoot someone in the head. You like chop up people with swords. You watch someone else, another character, freaking bash someone's head over a tombstone like 5 times. It just kind of feels like a sociopath ending the game with someone shooting someone out a window at the top level of a skyscraper. So that's kind of the top cherry of it all. But I really love the comedy of the whole thing. I think the whole thing is just beautiful. It's fantastic, well done, and again, really good soundtrack. But I really like the idea that you played like some sort of Antichrist archetype psychopath, because you die and you come back from a coma and now you're psychotic. So what is it? Because in the first game you were kind of just a typical person, and the second one you come back as some psychotic dude, so psychotic and evil that it's kind of like an archetype of an Antichrist type thing. And that's that was the theory I got when I was playing through Saints Row 2, is that you were some sort of Antichrist, being just crazy as you can, blowing people up with dynamite, satchel charges, RPGs instead of bullets, running people over, driving on the sidewalk instead of the road. Kind of comparing to Saints Row 4, but I think this is one of the best games that I've ever had the opportunity to review. Badass story. Badass open world. Top notch. Just unfortunately I'm going to do Saints Row the 3rd next, which kind of felt like Saints Row 3 was unbalanced, but I will get to the review later. And I can't do this video properly without mentioning my badass brother from a virtual world, motherfucking Johnny Gat. He was the biggest badass I was subjected to in my youth, and I still fucking love that shit. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Alright, anyway, this is my review, or retrospect